Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So yeah, in this video, going to be doing something a little bit different than usual. Yeah, in this video, I'm going to be taking you round pretty much everything you see behind me. I'm going to just give you a little bit of a tour around the whole physical media collection that I've accumulated over the years. I'm in a place now where I'm happy with the way I have my room and my setup. And yeah, just want to sort of showcase everything that I have in my collection to you guys, because the support I've had from my channel has just been overwhelming. So yeah, just want to show you basically all the titles I have. My collection has amassed over 5,000 titles now, and yeah, it's been an incredible journey, and I'm really happy with the way I have things at the minute. And yeah, just like I said, want to showcase it to you guys. So yeah, I'm going to leave this segment of the video here, and I'm going to go round my collection, starting with the movies, and hope you enjoy it, and hope I can recommend some titles to you if you've not heard of them. And yeah, just take you around the room and show you the display, as it were, of all this behind me. So yeah, stay tuned to it, guys, and yeah, I'll begin the tour shortly. So yeah, there you go. Right guys, so yeah, as promised, going to be starting off going around. So yeah, I thought I'd start off with the movie collection that I've got so far. This isn't my favourite label, but I do have a fair few titles that I'm just glad to own. Yeah, some of these movies for me were only one-time watches only. They just didn't appeal to my tastes, but I do like the look of the label. I do think it is pretty good. Yeah, there's some in here that I'm really glad I watched. Drive My Car was absolutely brilliant. Under the Silver Lake I was a fan of. Benedetta was great. That's a Paul Verhoeven movie. Decision to Leave, After Sun. Yeah, these were all pretty good. But yeah, these movies aren't for everyone. I do like them enough. I appreciate them from a filmmaking standpoint. But yeah, the rewatch value for me with this label just wasn't there, unfortunately. But I really do appreciate the work gone into these, and they look fantastic on the shelf. So yeah, that is some of the movie titles I've got. So I'm just going to move over here slightly to the right. This is my DCEU collection, as it were. Yeah, I like some of the movies in this series. Man of Steel, I think, is great. Batman v Superman has its problems, but it's enjoyable. Did not like the first Suicide Squad movie. Wonder Woman was great. Zack Snyder's Justice... Well, I'm missing Zack Snyder's Justice League from here, but I do have it somewhere else, and I'll get to that at a different point. We do have the Joss Whedon one. Aquaman, Shazam, Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84... wasn't great. Suicide Squad, that was pretty good. That one's, and the Black Adam, both on 4K, and Shazam: Fury of the Gods, which was okay. I enjoyed it for what it was. Yeah, it was just harmless fun. So next to that, we've got this is the Criterion Godzilla set. Absolutely fantastic set, but it's just a pain in the bum to display. And underneath that, we've got the you're not going to see that very well, but that is the Godfather 50th anniversary 4K set. Again, really nice set, but just absolutely hideous to try and display. So moving back here over to the left, we've got some horror documentaries here and some sci-fi documentaries. We've also got In Search of the Last Action Heroes, directed by Oliver Harper. We've got the In Search of Darkness trilogy, In Search of Tomorrow, the two documentaries about Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, and we also have the Pennywise It documentary. Absolutely fantastic films. Really recommend them if you're into your slashers. Just absolutely brilliant. Yeah, breaking away from the movies just for a couple of seconds. This is actually my Power Rangers display. once we get into focus there. Yeah, I'm a massive Power Rangers fan ever since I was a little kid. Still am to this day, even though I haven't really watched anything past Zeo. But yeah, Mighty Morphin, the first 3 seasons are just absolutely pinnacle for me. Huge part of my childhood. And yeah, I just absolutely love what Hasbro are doing with these figures at the minute. They look great. The Zords are great, really fun to play with. But yeah, absolutely love these, and I love the display. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's too high, and I can't see it when I'm sat down. But yeah, I just absolutely love these. They're absolutely fantastic. So yeah, moving along now to the top shelf. These are pretty much some VHSs of the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street series that I grew up with watching on VHS. I'm kind of using these as a bit of a prop to hold up the DVDs next to it. But yeah, these are always fun. They're a nice novelty piece, and they just look great. So yeah, next to that, going into the DVDs now, these are the oldest movies in my collection. The first one we've got here is A Trip to the Moon. That's from 1902. And these DVDs go on right up until the late 40s, ending with 1949. And we just got some fantastic titles here. Like I said, Trip to the Moon, Sunrise, the original All Quiet the Western Front, Metropolis we've got there, some Charlie Chaplin movies as well, The Gold Rush, City Lights, M, which is absolutely fantastic. Vitz Lang's M is just brilliant. We've also got Duck Soup by the Marx Brothers. That's a really funny movie. Not too long as well, a little over an hour. The original King Kong, Freaks. Again, another Marx Brothers movie, Night of the Opera. Mutiny on the Bounty, Modern Times, Day of the Races, Captain's Courageous. That's really underrated. I absolutely love that film. The Adventures of Robin Hood, Boys Town. So Boys Town and Captain Courageous, they were 2 movies that Spencer Tracy actually won Best Actor in consecutive years. The only other actor to do it was Tom Hanks with Philadelphia and Forrest Gump. That's just a fun little trivia fact. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, the original Hunchback of Notre Dame. So got Gone with the Wind, The Grapes of Wrath, The Great Dictator. That might actually be my favourite Charlie Chaplin movie. Philadelphia Story, Rebecca, His Girl Friday, Maltese Falcon, How Green Was My Valley. That actually beat Citizen Kane for Best Picture, which is just insane when you think about it. Double Indemnity, that's a brilliant film. The Lost Weekend, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, Brief Encounter, It's a Wonderful Life, Christmas classic. It's not one I rewatch every Christmas, but I appreciate it for what it is. We've also got Yellow Ribbon, Treasure of the Sierra Madre, Bicycle Thieves, A Matter of Life and Death, brilliant film with David Niven, absolutely love it. The Red River, Third Man, and I think we're just ending there with The Yellow Ribbon. Yeah, just some absolute classics here. Stagecoach as well. That is a brilliant action film with John Wayne. I just absolutely loved it. Thought it was just fantastic. So yeah, they're just the oldest movies in my collection that I've actually watched and put on display. Yeah, they're just brilliant. So I'm going to leave this segment here, and then we're going to move into the HMV VHS range. So yeah, stay tuned. Right. So this is the HMV exclusives of the VHS range that they released. Probably looking about 5-6 years ago now. I've managed to collect them all. And they all have the posters, all have the bubblegum stickers and the trading cards. So yeah, these were a fun little novelty piece that HMV released. So first off, we've got the Warriors. I also have some of these movies on 4K now as well, but I've just decided to keep all these together because I think they just look fantastic on the shelf. So next up, we got the Blues Brothers, Airplane, E.T., 48 Hours, The Thing, Scarface, Beverly Hills Cop, The Breakfast Club, Back to the Future, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Top Gun, Jaws, Up in Smoke, Grease, American Werewolf in London, Flashdance, Trading Places, Clue, Crocodile Dundee, Tremors, Jurassic Park, and The Frighteners. But yeah, just looking at them all, they just look absolutely fantastic. I'm just really proud to have them. Really enjoy looking at these from time to time. So yeah, coming up here, we've got some DVD box sets. We've got the Police Academy box set, the Carry On films, about 30 films in that set. The only one it's missing is Columbus, but I've heard that's absolutely dire. Monty Python, the movies. So you got now for something completely different. Holy Grail, Life of Brian, and Meaning of Life. And next up, we've got this Alfred Hitchcock set. There's about 16 movies in that. The Phantasm DVD set and the Bourne Ultimatum collection. That's only the first 3 movies. And next up, we've got just sort of a prop of Turbo Man from Jingle All the Way that Funko released, I believe, which was a Walmart exclusive. I had to pick this up. I absolutely love Jingle All the Way, and it's nice to actually have the Turbo Man, and you can just watch Arnie just sort of absolutely go through hell to try and get his hands on one. But yeah, it's nice to have, and it's a nice display piece. So yeah, next up, moving down, we'll start here. This is the 4K Volume 1 of the Hitchcock Classics collection. So we've got Rear Window, Vertigo, Psycho, and The Birds. I didn't pick up the second one because I'm not really a massive fan of the movies in that set, but I am pretty much a fan of all the ones in this first collection. Just to the left of that, we've got The Fly and Enter the Dragon on Blu-ray. The reason why I've sort of segregated those films is because I've got the Scream Factory Fly box set coming, and I've also pre-ordered the 4K Enter the Dragon, which I need to find some places for those 2 items. So I've kind of just set those movies to the side for now. Next up, we've got the Cine edition of the Goonies. Yeah, absolutely love this set. It comes with some great little goodies inside. So some badges, a prop of the map, and the 4K as well, which is just, it's great. Next up, we've just got some miscellaneous titles here. These are just movies of certain series that I've just sort of clumped together. So here we've got Fright Night 1 and 2, the original 2 movies, Home Alone 1 and 2. That Fright Night's on 4K, by the way, and so is Home Alone. Everything else here is on Blu-ray. We've got the recent reboot Planet of the Apes trilogy, which was absolutely fantastic. The new Star Trek trilogy, the 2 Quiet Place movies, the 2 Sonic movies, the 2 Deadpool movies, and the most recent last 2 James Bond movies, Spectre and No Time to Die. So moving on to the left of that, this is my entire Disney Pixar collection, from Toy Story all the way up to Lightyear at the minute. Lightyear is the only one I have on 4K. I only picked it up on 4K because it was part of a deal, and that cover was better than the Blu-ray in my opinion. But these are absolutely brilliant. This section of Pixar for me will always be my favourite. The earlier movies, probably up and Toy Story 3, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the third Toy Story movie. The second half of Pixar's tenure is a little bit questionable in my opinion. There are some definite home runs in there, but they sort of dipped in quality for me later on as they went on. So yeah, we've got Toy Story: A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, my favourite Pixar movie, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Cars, Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up, Toy Story 3, Cars 2, Brave, Monsters University, Inside Out, The Good Dinosaur, Finding Dory, Cars 3, Coco, Incredibles 2, Toy Story 4, Onward, Soul, Luca, Turning Red, and finishing there with Lightyear. So yeah, going to leave this segment here, and we're going to move on next to some of my favourite movies in my collection. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Right, guys, so the section we're going into now is pretty much the bulk of the most watched movies in my collection. So yeah, this right here is the Film Arena one-click edition of Forrest Gump. Big shout out to Keith of Euphoria Pictures for showcasing this to me in his video. Yeah, without Keith, we just wouldn't have any clue that these editions existed. Did a fabulous job showcasing this edition, so I decided to pick it up, and yeah, it didn't disappoint. It's absolutely fantastic. So that's the 4K edition of Forrest Gump. Moving across over here, we've got the Turbine releases. We've got Dragonheart, Twister, Daylight, and then we've got some Scream Factory releases. We've got Alligator, Sword and the Sorcerer on 4K. We've got the Blue Underground, Final Countdown, the Caller, the X-Men trilogy, got a German import there, The Hitcher, Sleepaway Camp, Savage Streets, Slumber Party Massacre, Stay Tuned, that's a great film, really, really underrated, really fun movie with John Ritter, and The Doctor and the Devils. We've got a couple of Spanish imports, so we've got Street Smart and The Crush. Some Kino Lorber titles thrown in there as well. Got Wes Craven's Deadly Friend, it's a lot of fun, that movie. One Crazy Night, it's an early movie with John Cusack and Demi Moore. We've got Phantoms, German edition of Demon Knight, Last Starfighter, Traffic, High Fidelity, it's one of my favourite movies, that. Scenes from a Class Struggle in Beverly Hills, not great, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Sideways, Napoleon Dynamite, John Carpenter's Someone's Watching Me, and Body Bags, Return of the Living Dead. It's a mad, 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 mad world. Love that film. South Park, The Sandlot, Sleepy Hollow, Pret-a-Porter, The Innocents, Dirty Work. Got a bootleg there, The Abyss, Straight Time, Leviathan, Night Shift, Princess Carabote, Cradle Will Rock. Wasn't really a fan of that one. I think that's a Spanish edition of Song of the South as well. Career Opportunities, really fun film. Hollywood Nights, Quick Change, Black Sheep, Tommy Boy. And then we've got some of my favourite double packs. We've got Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, Father of the Bride movies, Sister Act movies, Wayne's World movies, the Addams Family movies, Heavyweights, Dark City, Mermaids, the Bill and Ted trilogy, the Naked Gun trilogy, and the Angel trilogy. It's a Spanish import. So moving across now to the next row. Yeah, these are just some of my favourites. Not going to go through every title here on this one, but Falling Down, Good Will Hunting, JFK, Almost Famous, Amazing, as well as 12 Angry Men, Exorcist, my favourite horror film of all time, Boogie Nights. Oh, that's a contender for potentially my favourite film, if I'm honest, but again, I'm being adamant that I don't have one. Ghostbusters, Edward Scissorhands, Full Monty, Heat, Shawshank, Titanic, the Beverly Hills Cop trilogy, The Crow, Mary Poppins 7. Yeah, these are just the movies I absolutely go back to over and over and over again. I just absolutely love them. Planes, Trains and Automobiles. Fast Times is great. Absolutely love that film. The Wedding Singer, Death Becomes Her, Dumb and Dumber, Ed Wood. Then we've got some John Hughes steelbooks as well. Next to Uncle Buck, so we've got Pretty in Pink and Some Kind of Wonderful. So coming back over to this side again. These are just some Blu-rays now leading into my row of 4Ks. So we've got some VistaVision, Little Monsters, Dream a Little Dream, and The Wraith. Nige over at Rock God 2004 got me back into checking that film out, and I enjoyed it a lot more on rewatch. So we've got the Scary Movie trilogy, Sudden Death, my favourite Jean-Claude Van Damme film. And then here we've got a little bit of an Arnie section. I'm missing Terminator at the minute because that's currently in the player as I'm filming it, but yeah, we've got some great Schwarzenegger Blu-rays leading into 4Ks. So yeah, where there's a gap here now, all of this onwards is 4K. on this row. So Predator, absolute staple. Die Hard, Alien, Casino, Gladiator, The Shining, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Jaws. We've got the Spider-Man trilogy there as well, the Sam Raimi one, Scream 1 and 2, Cat's Eye, Big Lebowski, one of my favourites, absolutely love it. Christmas Vacation. We've got the John Wick set, that's all 4 movies and the Creed trilogy. They've got a steelbook of Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, the slip on that is gorgeous. And then as we entered it with Schwarzenegger, we're leaving it with Carpenter. So there's 4K's here, great films, Fog, Escape from New York, The Thing, and then we've got some more Carpenter Blu-rays. Steelbook of Big Trouble, Little China, Christine, absolutely love that film. Village of the Damned, I think, is super underrated, as well as Starman. And then we just got some more miscellaneous titles there. Sound of Music, Truth About Cats and Dogs. Big shout out to Lisa Loves for recommending that one in one of her videos. Blue Chips, absolutely loved it. And we've got the steelbook there of Young Sherlock Holmes. So coming up just to above that, again, we've got another one-click edition. This is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Great set. Managed to win this off eBay, and I paid a lot less than what I thought I was going to pay for it as well, which was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that's another great addition. So coming in now along here, we've got the Film Vault collection. So we've got the first 4, Blade Runner, Goodfellas and Scarface, and 1917. And then we've just got some more Blu-ray titles. Again, movies I absolutely love. Midnight Run, Zodiac, the Evil Dead trilogy, Mrs. Doubtfire, absolutely grew up on that film, absolutely love it. Time to Kill, great Joel Schumacher movie. Unlawful Entry and Breakdown, 2 fabulous Kurt Russell films, absolutely love them. Apollo 13, Rain Man, Wizard of Oz, great film. Yep, then we've got some Woody Allen movies, Annie Hall and Manhattan. And then some sort of fantasy movies that I grew up with, Baron Munchausen, Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, Fight Club, Ben-Hur, Hocus Pocus 1 and 2, Small Soldiers. Rewatched that the other day and had a blast with it. Really fun. Premium collection edition there of Innocent Blood, and an indicator of Body Double. Yeah, absolutely love that film. So yeah, moving into over here now, we've got some vinyl. Yeah, I've got a modest vinyl collection, but yeah, this is pretty much right here. This is all of Queen and all of the Beatles on vinyl. 2 of my favourite bands. Yeah, just absolutely love them. Just think they're brilliant. And then moving into this section, this is probably the least exciting part of my collection, because these are movies I have that I'm not in any sort of rush to rewatch. On the back here that you can see, so we've got like Moonfall, The Hunger Games, Men. I thought Men was alright, I didn't mind it, I didn't hate it as much as most people. I've also got Superman and Indiana Jones there, but I've upgraded those, so you'll see them a bit later on. And then we've got some movies down here, like the Transformers movies, the remake pile, from All Hallows, upwards from All Hallows Eve, Mamma Mia, Grown Ups 1 and 2, Venom 1 and 2. But here we've got some DC animated movies. So we've got like Man of Tomorrow, The Long Halloween Parts 1 and 2. The Long Halloween I think were the best of that bunch in particular. But here we've got some more movies that I actually really enjoy. It's got Jet Li's The One, TerraVision, Fire in the Sky, Cube, Criterion's Facing the Crowd, that's a great film. Phantom of the Paradise, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Blowout, Long Good Friday, Toxic Avenger, Salem's Lot, If, it's a great film, Harold and Maude, and the Bad Boys trilogy. So yeah, moving downwards, we've got some Arrow titles here. We've got some slipcovers as well. But yeah, we'll touch on my Arrow collection a bit later on. But these are some titles from Arrow that weren't my favourites, but I am keeping these. Yeah, just wasn't really a big fan of those. And then next one below, just some more titles that are not my favourites, but yeah, I'm keeping hold of these regardless. So yeah, that is pretty much this section of the display. These are just some of my favourite movies here at the front. This is doubled up as well, by the way, so there are movies behind these. But yeah, for this section, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to move on to some of the 88 and 101 titles now. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Right, so here, right underneath where Turbo Man is, we've got some 101 titles and some 88 titles. So here we've got the 101 editions of Snowtown and Ghostwatch. Big shout out to Jason Brett, who managed to get hold of a copy of Ghostwatch for me. It was absolutely fantastic of him. Ghostwatch is really creepy, by the way. Really, really creepy movie. And then we've got these 88 box set editions. So we've got I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, Anaconda, and Species. Then we've got Tiger Cage there, Hitcher in the Dark, Gorgeous, Vigilante, and Drive on 4K. Drive's the only one on 4K there. But yeah, these box sets are absolutely gorgeous. Shame the quality of the film doesn't match the work gone into the box set, but it is what it is. And then moving around here at the corner, we've got some more 88 releases. So we've got Armour of God, On the Run, Robotrix, Righting Wrongs, Iceman Cometh, Seventh Seal, Snake and Crane, and Dragons Forever. The Dragons Forever is actually 4K. And then, speaking of Dragons Forever with Jackie Chan, we've got a couple of Eureka films here. So we've got the 4K trilogy of Police Story. Absolutely love those films. think they're absolutely great. And then we've got, as well from Eureka, we've got the In the Line of Duty films. We've got Yes Madam, Royal Warrior, and The Line of Duty 3 and 4. So yeah, those are just some other titles from 88 that we've got. So next we'll be moving into some of the Blu-ray box sets. Right guys, so pretty much here are just some of my Blu-ray box sets that we're going to be talking about next. So first up, we've got some 2 movies by Bong Joon-ho, Barking Dogs Never Bite and Memories of Murder. Next we've got Steven Seagal and Sylvester Stallone collections, Harrison Ford collection, Shrek. I'm not a big fan of the movies, but that box set's really, really nice. The Man with No Name trilogy, the Alien Anthology, Clint Eastwood box set. We've got the 5-cut Blu-ray edition of Blade Runner, Vacation Classics collection, the first 6 Mission Impossible films, the Cornetto trilogy, American Pie movies, the 4 movies with the original casts, Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, Dirty Harry, Planet of the Apes, Men in Black, and 21 and 22 Jump Street. So they're all the Blu-ray box sets that I have that I wanted to display. And then up here we've got some 4K editions. This is the Harry Potter Hogwarts 4K edition. It's a nice set, but it's really, really impractical. To get the discs out is a bit of a pain, getting them out of this box. I've toed and froed as to whether to display it in the box, but I think I am, just because it's going to keep the dust off the actual train. And yeah, looking at the shape of the train, it just looks like it's going to be a pain to try and keep that dust free. But yeah, that's the Hogwarts 4K Express set. And then coming up here, we've got the Middle-earth Lord of the Rings 4K set. So this is all 6 movies, the 3 Hobbit movies, the 3 Lord of the Rings movies, all extended editions on 4K. So yeah, that's that little section. I'm going to move on to the bulk of my collection now, which is DVDs. So yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. Right, guys, so here we're going to be starting with the DVD portion of my collection. So right here we've got the movies from the early 70s, because I like to rank my DVDs in order of release by year. So yeah, starting off with 1970. So we've got some titles here. Patton, of course, won Best Picture. Zabriskie Point, that's a really underrated film, really enjoyed that one. Love Story, obviously Tora Tora Tora. Then we're moving into 71, so we've got The French Connection, Straw Dogs, Jewel, Steven Spielberg's first film. Roman Polanski's Macbeth, I remember seeing that when I was at school. Villain, really underrated British gangster movie with Richard Burton and Ian McShane. Boxcar Bertha. Then we're going into 72. So we've got Deliverance, The Getaway, Sleuth, Last Tango in Paris, Cabaret. Then we're heading into 73. It's got The Wicker Man. I've got the new Studio Canal 4K release of that coming, so that'll replace the DVD. Serpico, Badlands, Soylent Green, The Sting. We've got Mean Streets, Don't Look Now. Then we're heading into 74 then. So we've got the original Black Christmas, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein. The Odessa File. Lenny, that's a great movie with Dustin Hoffman. We've got John Carpenter's first film, Dark Star, Chinatown, Harry and Tonto. Only got 3 films here from 1975. So we've got Hard Times, Nashville, and The Man Who Would Be King. Then we're moving into 76. So we've got Network, The Tenant, The Outlaw Josie Wales, All the President's Men, The Shootist. I think that's one of John Wayne's final movies. Marathon Man, New York, New York, Eraserhead. We're going into 77 now. So Soldier of Orange, The Goodbye Girl, Suspiria, Jabberwocky, Saturday Night Fever, Animal House, Watership Down, The Buddy Holly Story, Big Wednesday, The Deer Hunter, Lemon Popsicle, Escape from Alcatraz, John Carpenter's Elvis movie, Time After Time, Tourist Trap. I think we're into 78 and 79 now. Got The Champ, really underrated boxing movie. Stalker. Got Being There, Scum, really difficult watch, that movie. I think we're heading into the 80s now, so we've got like Maniac, Stir Crazy, Somewhere in Time, brilliant movie, Caddyshack, Used Cars, Ordinary People, Gregory's Girl. Big shout out to John Mondo for recommending that movie. It's it's a great film, Gregory's Girl. Robert Altman's Popeye, Atlantic City. John also recommended Neighbours as well. That was a great movie with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. I think that was the movie they did after Blues Brothers. Reds, Excalibur, The Howling, Time Bandits, Chariots of Fire, On Golden Pond, My Dinner with Andre. This is 1981 now, heading into 82. So got The Plague Dogs, Secret of Nim, Diner, Tootsie, New York Ripper, Creepshow, Death Trap, Sophie's Choice, Visiting Hours, Missing, that's a great movie. Officer and Gentleman, Last Unicorn. Heading into 83 now, we've got Never Say Never Again, the unofficial James Bond film. Plowman's Lunch, really underrated. The Right Stuff, Twilight Zone movie. Something Wicked, This Way Comes, Local Hero. Big Chill, absolutely phenomenal soundtrack. Crawl, Terms of Endearment. Heading into 84 now, so we've got Places in the Heart, Red Dawn, Splash, Blood Simple, I think that's the first Coen Brothers movie. The Natural, Wildlife, really enjoyed that one. Karate Kid, Top Secret, Revenge of the Nerds. Love that movie, but some of the humour doesn't hold up. Combat Shock, again, big shout out to John from Mondo for recommending that one. Death Wish, Teen Wolf and Come and See. So that brings us to the end of this row. So starting off on the next row, this is 1985 continued. So we've got Death of a Salesman, just one of the guys, Jagged Edge, Brazil, Real Genius and My Science Project, Mask with Cher, Summer Rental, it's a really underrated John Candy movie, After Hours, Return to Oz, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Kiss of the Spider Woman, Heaven Help Us, or Catholic Boys as it's known, brilliant film, absolutely love the ending to that. Witness, Harrison Ford, The Sure Thing, Back to School, heading into 86 now. So we've got The Mission, Witchboard, Night Mother, At Close Range, Hannah and Her Sisters, Down by Law, Sid and Nancy, Lucas, I absolutely love that film, Manhunter. From Beyond, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, really uncomfortable movie. Murphy's Law. I think we're into 88 now. Got Mannequin. No Way Out, The Principal, Brave Little Toaster, Empire of the Sun. And then just up here we've got some Blu-rays that I've just put together, like sort of little mini series / franchises that had like 2 or 3 movies to the names. We've got like Paddington, the Jumanji sequels, It, Amazing Spider-Man, a couple of the X-Men movies, Clerks, Kung Fu Panda, the 2 Downton Abbey movies, the 2 Poirot movies, The Conjuring, and Red. But yeah, Secret of My Success, great Michael J. Fox movie, Adventures in Babysitting, Fatal Beauty there as well. Wall Street, Monster Squad, Rita Sue and Bob 2. God, that movie's hilarious. Wouldn't be made today though. So the late 80s now, we've got Deadly Pursuit, Earth Girls Are Easy, Cop, The Accused, really good movie with Jodie Foster, but the ending is not for everyone. That movie's really, the final act's really disturbing in that film. Young Guns, Beaches, Dead Heat, License to Drive, The Great Outdoors. Up here as well, I've just got some of the, well, most of the Universal monster movies on DVD. Clean and Sober, brilliant Michael Keaton film. Talk Radio is insanely good. Mac and Me, Mystic Pizza, Bull Durham Hairspray, Great Balls of Fire, My Left Foot, Daniel Day-Lewis, Crimes and Misdemeanors, Lean on Me, really, really underrated Morgan Freeman movie. Roadhouse, Relentless, that was great, absolutely loved that. Casualties of War, really uncomfortable movie, but really well acted. Dead Calm, great Sam Neill and Billy Zane movie. Let It Ride, Three Fugitives. Next of Kin was one I really enjoyed. See No Evil, Hear No Evil, and Do the Right Thing. Disorganized Crime, Driving Miss Daisy. So tail end of the 80s now, heading into the 90s. We've got Grifters, great film. Pacific Heights is amazing. White Palace, Arachnophobia. Reversal of Fortune, it's a great Jeremy Irons movie. Problem Child, Navy SEALs, Jacob's Ladder, Crybaby, Catch Fire is really good. Lord of the Flies, Nuns on the Run was pretty good, really enjoyed that one. Got Spielberg's Hook. Got Wedlock. John Hughes' last movie he directed, I believe, that was Curly Sue. True Colours, Rocketeer, Only the Lonely, and Dead Again. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this row. So yeah, moving on to the next row, guys, we're continuing with the early 90s. So we've got Delirious, Dogfight, Dutch, big shout out to Keith again for recommending that one to me. Grand Canyon was a movie I absolutely loved. Samurai Cop, one of the best worst movies you'll ever see. It's brilliant. Got The Commitments. What About Bob? Really underrated movie. Night on Earth, I absolutely love. So moving into 91 now, and 92. So we've got Cape Fear, Nothing But Trouble. It's a pretty funny movie. It's not great, but it's enjoyable. So yeah, Fortress, Christopher Lambert. Passion Fish, really underrated drama. Boomerang with Eddie Murphy. Dr. Giggles is a pretty fun early 90s slasher movie. Got The Crying Game, Rapid Fire with Brandon Lee. Passenger 57 was one I really enjoyed with Wesley Snipes. Free Jack, that movie's absolutely nuts, but I love it. Got Dead Alive there, Peter Jackson's zombie masterpiece in my opinion. Mice of Men, Hard Boiled. Split Second, really cool sci-fi movie. We've got Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Lawnmower Man. Scent of a Woman. The Hand That Rocked the Cradle is a really, really cool, like suspenseful thriller. We've got Man Bites Dog. Sorry, that movie. Yeah, it's really good, but yeah, not for everyone. So moving into 93 now. We've got Rudy, Naked. We've got UFO, the Chubby Brown movie. The Vanishing, Red Rock West. Striking Distance, Bruce Willis, love that film. Nowhere to Run, it's a pretty good Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Same can be said for Hard Target as well. A couple of Disney movies, got The Three Musketeers, Cool Runnings, Homeward Bound. Perfect World, brilliant. Shortcuts, Untamed Heart. Dazed and Confused, Menace to Society. We've got Freaked, starring and directed by Alex Winter. Love that movie. Keanu Reeves got a small cameo in it as well. Blood In, Blood Out, Philadelphia, Loaded Weapon 1, Fearless, it's called Jeff Bridges' movie. Dennis the Menace, I remember that one from my childhood. Absolutely love that film. Alive, really messed up, but a good movie. Action Mutant, pretty cool sci-fi movie. Doesn't get talked about a whole lot. So moving into 94 now. Heavenly Creatures, With Honours, a great Brendan Fraser movie. Joe Pesci's the star of that movie though, in my opinion. The Page Master, The Flintstones. We've got The Ref, Swimming with Sharks, Serial Mum, Chungking Express. We've got a couple of action movies. We've got like Surviving the Game, Drop Zone, Terminal Velocity, and The Chase. Little Giants with Rick Moranis, I absolutely loved. Took me right back to my childhood, that movie. It's got Speechless, Bad Girls, carrying on with 94 now. Reality Bites, Four Weddings and a Funeral. Airheads, pretty funny. Bullets Over Broadway, one of my favourite Woody Allen movies, absolutely love it. Little Women, Disclosure. We've got the Before trilogy there as well as we go into 95. Mighty Aphrodite, Now and Then, great movie. Goofy Movie and A Little Princess, yeah, just great childhood movies there. Got Babe, Mallrats, Clockwork Mice, really underrated British movie. Johnny Mnemonic. So that brings us to the end of this row. Right, so next row we're carrying on with the mid-90s now. So yeah, just some more from 1995 there. Got Friday and Clueless, Welcome to the Dollhouse, Kids, Mortal Kombat, 9 Months, 2 Days in the Valley was a pretty good movie. So moving into 96 now, so we've got Big Night, The English Patient, One Fine Day. Yes, that is Barbed Wire with Pamela Anderson. Bastard Out of Carolina, just a really, really disturbing movie. Wes Anderson's first film, Bottle Rocket, Sling Blade, Primal Fear, Ransom. Beautiful Girls is a really underrated movie. That Thing You Do, directed by Tom Hanks, I absolutely love that film. Matilda, Freeway. We've got Chain Reaction with Keanu Reeves, really cool movie. Not Your Professor. The Saint with Val Kilmer, enjoy that one. Money Talks with Chris Tucker. The Castle, really cool Australian film. The Ice Storm by Ang Lee. I love that movie. It's got an amazing cast. It's got Copland, Air Force One. Booty Call. It's a pretty funny movie with Jamie Foxx. Orgasmo, the creators of South Park. A couple of movies from my childhood now that aren't great, but I love them. So we've got Bean, Mouse Hunt, The Borrowers, Spice World the movie, and Good Burger. We've got Robert Zemeckis' Contact as well. Romy Michelle's High School Reunion, really underrated 90s comedy. Chasing Amy, brilliant, love it. You've got Martin Scorsese's Kundun. Volcano, not great, but I really enjoy it. So moving into, I think we're in 98 now. So we've got Last Night, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, The Mask of Zorro, The Truman Show, The Siege, Big Hit, really fun movie. Susan's Plan, it's a great John Landis film, really enjoyed that one. Sphere, I thought it was pretty cool, enjoyed it. Desert Blue, really underrated film, Christina Ricci, same can be said for Buffalo 66. Night at the Roxbury, Something About Mary. Yeah, just move along. Rush Hour trilogy. Got The Waterboy, Man in the Iron Mask, Blade with Wesley Snipes, US Marshals with Wesley Snipes as well. Heading into tail end of the 90s now. Mumford, really cool movie, really enjoy that one. Boondock Saints, Office Space, October Sky, really cool Jake Gyllenhaal movie. Girl Interrupted. 1999 had so many good movies, it's utterly insane that year. American movie, Cruel Intentions, Ed TV, Jawbreaker, it's a sort of a 90s version of Heathers that I really enjoyed. Entrapment, 8mm, The Mummy, Lake Placid. I think we're heading into the sort of early 2000s now. Finishing off this row with Deep Blue Sea. Yeah, really fun movie. But yeah, that's the end of this row. Right guys, so yeah, these are pretty much carrying on now with the early 2000s movies. So yeah, we've got Cherry Falls, Drowning Mona, really underrated movie. I recommend that one, guys. It's so much fun. The cast in that is just great. We've got Don Bluth's Titan A.E., Meet the Parents, Me, Myself and Irene, really funny Jim Carrey movie. Got Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, Amorous Perros. If you've not seen that, it's brilliant. It's a must watch. So we've got The Patriot, Unbreakable, Castaway, Road Trip, one of my favourite 2000 comedies, The Watcher, Wonder Boys, Bedazzled, Jane Silent Bob Strike Back, From Hell, Shallow Hal, Get Over It was a pretty good movie, Heartbreakers, I absolutely loved, with Sigourney Weaver. Yeah, Evolution was a pretty fun Ivan Reitman movie. The Royal Tenenbaums, Zoolander was one I really enjoyed. Rockstar was pretty good with Mark Wahlberg. Amelie, Monsters Ball, Rat Race, another one of my favourite comedies, absolutely love it. Legally Blonde, Frailty, Prozac Nation's really good. K-Pax is a pretty cool movie. Bend It Like Beckham, watched that for the first time this year, I actually really enjoyed it. Death to Smoochie. We've got The Sweetest Thing, Catch Me If You Can, 28 Days Later, Pumpkin, Big Trouble, again, similar to Drowning Mona, just a great cast. It's just overflowing with talent, that movie. 1 Hour Photo, really awesome Robin Williams movie. Interstate 60 is one I really enjoyed. Eight-Legged Freaks, M. Night Shyamalan's Signs, City of God is a really cool movie. Wrong Turn, The Core, Mighty Wind. Big shout out to Jason the Old Millennial for recommending that one. Identity, Bad Santa, Mystic River, Old School. Master and Commander. View from the Top, The Room, one of the best worst movies ever made. Tolerable Cruelty, Goodbye Lenin, Anything Else, $1 Million Baby, Mean Girls, one I absolutely love. The Woodsman's really good Kevin Bacon movie, but very touchy subject matter in that film. Mean Creek, fully recommend that movie if you haven't seen it. Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, Passion of the Christ, Life Aquatic. The Village, I think, is really underrated. I really enjoy it. Finishing this row off with Pride and Prejudice. Right guys, so this is the bottom shelf now of the DVDs. There are some more to cover a little bit later on, but yeah, these are just the ones from the mid-2000s now and beyond. So yeah, we got The Descent, World's Fastest Indian, Muscle of Dogs, King Kong, Walk the Line, Brick, Corpse Bride, Capote, History of Violence, really cool movie, Wolf Creek, Munich, Wedding Crashers, Wallace and Gromit, really fun film, Flight Plan, Serenity, Hollywoodland, Pursuit of Happiness, Borat, really funny movie, Cashback, got The Queen, 300, This Is England, Talladega Nights, the Foot Fist Way, excuse me. Yeah, we've got Venus, Penelope, Paranormal Activity. I think we're moving into 2007 now. Got Eastern Promises, Juno, Once, Darjeeling Limited, The Mist, really harrowing ending to that one. Knocked Up, Superbad. We've got The Lookout, which is really cool movie, really underrated. Marley and Me, I'll probably never watch that again, but I hope. Too upsetting for me. Yeah, we've got the Gale trilogy. In the Loop. Up in the Air, Three Idiots, a really cool Bollywood movie. Sorry if it's getting a bit too dark down here at the minute. Sadly, light just really doesn't allow it to properly film down here. So we've got The Good Lie, really cool Reese Witherspoon movie. And then yeah, this just brings us to the end of the DVDs. You've got down here finishing with Batman vs Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So yeah, next up we're going to move on to my Blu-ray collection. So yeah, we'll be heading there next. So yeah, guys, this is pretty much the start of the Blu-ray collection. There is a 4K in there of Alf, but yeah, these are just some titles from the early 2000s. So we got The Faculty there, Go, Gangs of New York, Minority Report, and the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Alf, of course, on 4K. Anchorman, The Prestige, Little Miss Sunshine, Transformers, Taken, really awesome movie. So we've got Milk, Revolutionary Road, Slumdog Millionaire, The Wrestler, Valkyrie, really cool movie about World War II. Avatar, of course, District 9, 500 Days of Summer, Glorious Bastards as well. Watchmen, probably my favourite Zack Snyder film, to be honest. An Education, Crazy Heart, I Saw the Devil, awesome, I think it's Korean movie, really violent and brutal. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, that movie's so funny. If you like Evil Dead, but if you want it with a bit more grounded humour, I recommend that film. Inception, Black Swan, Super. A lot of people compare that to Kick-Ass, but I really enjoyed that film. Troll Hunter, Warrior, a really awesome movie. The two Raid films as well. Take Me Home Tonight, really funny comedy set in the 80s. We've got The Help, Moneyball, 50-50. I think we're heading into sort of 2012 now. We've got Looper, Impossible, Django Unchained, Silver Linings Playbook, Life of Pi, Pixar being a Wallflower, Moonrise Kingdom, 2013, Gravity, 12 Years a Slave, Wolf of Wall Street, Dallas Buyers Club, Prisoners, is unbelievable. Blue Ruin, really underrated. What We Do in the Shadows, and then heading into 2014 and 2015, Nightcrawler, Whiplash, Birdman, phenomenal films. The Lego Movie, Hateful Eight, Martian, it's a fantastic return to form for Ridley Scott in my opinion. Straight Outta Compton, one I had no interest in, but when I gave it a watch I absolutely loved it. Spy, Split, and Kubo and the Two Strings. So we'll move to the other end now. Right, so this row is going to be covering what's left of 2016 and onwards. So we've got Passengers, Patriots Day, the two Terrifier films, Don't Breathe, Sully, Edge of 17, Monster Calls, then La La Land, Moonlight, Captain Fantastic, The Founder, The Nice Guys, Sing Street, Silence, Hell or High Water, Train to Busan, one of the best zombie movies we've had in recent years. Hostels, Only the Brave, The Florida Project, Molly's Game. 2017, got Blade Runner 2049, Phantom Thread, Get Out, The Disaster Artist, Wind River, it was awesome, absolutely loved it. Three Billboards, Dunkirk, Baby Driver, The Big Sick, Detroit, all awesome movies. Brawl in Cell Block 99, Ingrid Goes West, First Reformed, 8th Grade, Gifted, really awesome movie with Chris Evans. Tag, Love Simon, Leave No Trace, Upgrade, Chuck Steele, it's a pretty funny animated movie. Blockers, First Man, Bad Times at the El Royale, Hereditary, Green Book, Bohemian Rhapsody, Star is Born, Black Klansman. Searching, Beautiful Boy, Ready Player One, The Nightingale, yeah, tough watch. Shadow, Game Night, really awesome films. Good Boys and Long Shot, two underrated comedies from the last couple of years. We've got Uncut Gems, Official Secrets. Two Criterions there. We've got The Irishman and Marriage Story. Got Jojo Rabbit, The Joker, or Joker, not The Joker. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Le Mans 66, Knives Out. Bombshell, really awesome movie. Dr. Sleep, sort of a sequel to The Shining. Rocket Man, Hustlers, Yesterday. We've got a bootleg there of Dolomite Is My Name. Booksmart, One Night in Miami, Riders of Justice, Freaky, really fun take on the slasher genre. Tenant, Unhinged, Another Round, The Father, Invisible Man, Psycho Gorman, Free Guy, The Last Duel, Cruella, Ghostbusters Afterlife, Last Night in Soho, they're both on 4K. We've got the Dune Steelbook on 4K, Nobody, Blu-ray Steelbook of Malignant, a couple of bootlegs there. So we've got The Power of the Dog, Don't Look Up, Tick Tick Boom. We've got Sadness, Mass, really underrated movie. Marcel, The Shell with Shoes On, Nightmare Alley, Black Phone, Coda, The Unforgivable, and The Tragedy of Macbeth and the Eyes of Tammy Faye. That brings us to the end of this row. So we're going to be moving on to some more Blu-ray and 4K box sets now. Right, so this next row is going to be pretty much some more Blu-ray and 4K box sets. So right here we've got the Scream Factory Friday the 13th Collection Deluxe Edition. Absolutely love that set. That set, its existence alone is a miracle in my opinion. Then we've got this piss poor Warner Brothers release of A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's shocking. This set is how you do it. This set is how you don't. It's such a shame. I know it's been the series has been through the mill with Scream Factory trying to get it off the ground, but I think Warner Brothers are just hanging on to it too tightly. This has all of the movies individually in their own case. This has the first movie on its own, and its sequels. 2 films are crammed onto a disc, and it's just awful. Next up, we've got the Scream Factory 4Ks of the Halloween series. So we've got 1 all the way through to Resurrection, and then we've got the new trilogy on 4K as well. Then we've got the Chucky box set, the Rocky box set on Blu-ray. Then we've got the first 10 original Star Trek movies, the first 6 being based on the original show, and then the last 4 being on Next Generation. They're all on 4K. I love these movies. I love them all, even the 5th one. Then we've got Stanley Kubrick box set, some great films in that. And then we've got George Romero's Dead trilogy. So we've got the Criterion Night of the Living Dead, the Second Sight 4K of Dawn of the Dead, and the Arrow Steelbook of Day of the Dead. So next we'll be going into the Warner Brothers 4K sets. So we've got Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. Then we've got Green Mile, Poltergeist, The Lost Boys, Casablanca, Singing in the Rain. Got the Austin Powers films on Blu-ray there. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on 4K. The Burton Schumacher Batman movies on 4K. Those sets are amazing, even though the steelbooks are awful. Then we've got some Paramount releases. We've got Fatal Attraction and Event Horizon. Then we've got Sony's Last Action Hero of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then we've got some Studio Canal titles here. We've got Total Recall, Highlander, Flash Gordon, and The Outsiders, all on 4K. And then we've got a Blu-ray of Apocalypse Now. Then we've got some Sony Blu-rays when they released them back in, I think it was the 2000s, the late 2000s. So they released like a numbered spine series of movies. So I picked up the first 20. I think they may have done 21, with Kramer versus Kramer being the last one. But yeah, some of these are hits and misses for me. I absolutely love Taxi Driver, Stand By Me, Midnight Express, Boys in the Hood. Bram Stoker's Dracula, I love that film, even though it's got its problems. And yeah, just really enjoy those films. Love how they look on the shelf as well. I was never a big fan of it because it was just a big clump of white and gold, but now I've grown to like it. And then coming along next, we've got the MCU movies on Blu-ray. So we've got all the way up from Iron Man, all the way along to Ant-Man Quantumania. Spider-Man No Way Home is the only one I've got on 4K. But yeah, they look really nice on the shelf as well. So yeah, we'll be moving along now into the Second Sight collection that I have. So yeah, guys, this right here is the my Second Sight collection. I did show before that I've got Dawn of the Dead on Second Sight as well, but I like to keep that with the Night of the Living Dead and Day of the Dead. So here we've got the Drive 4K, Picnic at Hanging Rock on 4K, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Guest, loved that film, and some of these are a mixture of Blu-ray and 4K now. So we've got 4K Dog Soldiers, Blu-ray of Monster, Boiling Point and Bull, the 4K of George Romero's Martin, Censor, When a Stranger Calls, Session 9, Tangerine, and The Craze. So yeah, just on top of that as well, we've got my James Bond 50th Anniversary Blu-ray collection. This comes with all the movies from Dr. No to Quantum of Solace. There is a space in the set though for you to put Skyfall, but you have to buy that separately. So yeah, moving back down here now, we're going into the Disney collection. So this is pretty much all the Disney classics from 1 to 60. So yeah, we've got, starting with Snow White, Pinocchio, Fantasia, Dumbo, Bambi, Saludos Amigos, The Three Caballeros, Make My Music, Fun and Fancy Free, Melody Time, The Adventures of Ichabod, Mr. Toad, Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians, Sword in the Stone, Jungle Book, The Aristocats, Robin Hood, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, The Rescuers, Fox and the Hound, Black Cauldron, Basil the Great Mouse Detective, Oliver and Company, Little Mermaid, Rescuers Down Under, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, Pocahontas, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules, Mulan, Tarzan, Fantasia 2000, The Emperor's New Groove, Atlantis, Lilo and Stitch, Treasure Planet, Brother Bear, Home on the Range, Chicken Little, The Wild, Meet the Robinsons, Bolt, Princess and the Frog, Tangled, Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, Big Hero 6, Zootropolis, Moana, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Frozen 2, Raya and the Last Dragon, Encanto, and Strange World. So yeah, those are the 60 Disney classics, all with numbered spines. And then up here we've got some Warner Brothers 4K special editions. So we've got the Jurassic Park tin, all 6 movies in it on Blu-ray and 4K. The Superman 5 film collection. The steelbooks in that set are absolutely gorgeous. We've got the Mad Max anthology, the Matrix 4 film collection on 4K, and then we've got the Rambo set that contains all 5 movies on 4K and Blu-ray. So yeah, next up we'll be moving in to the Arrow section. Right guys, so this right here is my Arrow section. These are all of my favourite releases, I think, that have been put out by Arrow. So yeah, we've got Psycho 2, 16 Candles, Weird Science, Bound, Miracle Mile, FM, Elvira, Vamp, Life Force, Cohen and Tate, To Live and Die in LA, Society, Buckaroo Banzai, absolutely love that film, The Burbs and Matinee, Heathers, Fish Called Wanda, Last American Virgin. This goes under here, these 2 panels. So we've got Brain Damage, The Burning, The Guyver. Sorry if this gets a bit too dark in here. Yeah, we've got Frankenhooker, Don't Go in the House, Demons, Nightmare City, City of the Living Dead, Deadly Blessings, The Stuff, and 4K's, some of my favourites. Just on standard Arrow Armory. So yeah, coming up here now, we've got a couple of the box sets. So right there at the far end, we've got the House box set. Then we've got the Vengeance trilogy as well. Ring, The Grudge, the Battle Royale box set. Coming up here, we've got the Hellraiser trilogy, the 2 Gamma sets, Female Prisoner Scorpion. Love all 4 of those movies. Then we've got some of the individual releases that were boxed. So we've got 5 Dario Argento movies here: Phenomena, Deep Red, Tenebrae, Cat o' Nine Tails, and Bird with Crystal Plumage, all on 4K. Cronenberg's Nightbreed, Pieces, those 2 are on Blu-ray. Candyman, Donnie Darko, The Last Emperor, Videodrome, Naked Lunch, they're all on 4K. Crash, Creepshow, Waterworld, they're on Blu-ray. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, True Romance, American Werewolf in London, Dune, Wild Things, Tremors, and RoboCop, they're all on 4K. Carrie and the Hills of Eyes Part 2 are on Blu-ray. The Hills of Eyes is a 4K. Last House on the Left, Enter the Void, Major Dundee, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 are on Blu-ray. And then we've got some titles here. We've got the window box version of Maniac Cop, the 4K of Silent Running, that's kindly sent to me by Jason. And we've got the Street Fighter trilogy as well. So that's pretty much all of the Arrow sets. that I've got on display. And then up here we've got some of my favourite trilogies of all time. So right here on Steelbook we've got the Back to the Future trilogy. These just look amazing. There's no other word for it. Then we've got the Specialized Star Wars trilogy. Ordered some slipcovers for these that I can't wait to put on these cases because they look amazing. And then we've got the Indiana Jones trilogy as well on 4K. So yeah, gonna move down to this section now. These are all the Blu-rays and 4Ks from the year 2022 and 2023 so far. So yeah, we've got a bootleg of the Chippendales movie there, Scream on Blu-ray, Smile, The Lost City, Ambulance, Nope, Bullet Train, Elvis, and Don't Worry Darling are all on 4K. We've got a bootleg there of Prey as well, Unbearable Weight and Massive Talent, Barbarian, Glass Onion, Pinocchio, All Quiet on the Western Front, 13 Lives, Weird, Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. Yes, that is The Monsters. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was god-awful, but yeah, I had a fun time with it. Jackass Forever, X and Pearl. That's the American import of Pearl because that slipcover is gorgeous. The Menu, RRR, The Northman, Top Gun Maverick, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Banshees of Inisherin, Amistad, Bones and All, 4K of The Fabelmans and Tar. Got the Bad Guys there as well. Violent Night. And then we've got some more releases here of 2022. So we've got The Whale, Babylon, Batman, Studio 666. And then here at the end we've just got some 2023 titles. We've got like Cocaine Bear, Knock at the Cabin, and Champions. So yeah, we're going to move on to the last of the DVDs now. Right guys, so right in this section of the video is going to be the last of the DVDs. So this is everything from the 40s to the end of the 60s that I have on DVD. So yeah, the first title we've got there right at the end, Sunset Boulevard. Some of these are just brilliant classic movies that shouldn't be forgotten at all. Ace in the Hole, African Queen, Streetcar Named Desire, brilliant. Strangers on a Train, probably my favourite Hitchcock film, to be honest. We've got The Quiet Man, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, The War of the Worlds, House of Wax, Roman Holiday, Star is Born with Judy Garland, White Christmas, To Catch a Thief, Bad Day at Black Rock, and The Desperate Hours, The Lady Killers, Rebel Without a Cause, and Night of the Hunter. East of Eden and Giant as well, completing the James Dean trilogy. We've got Stanley Kubrick's The Killing, The Searchers, 10 Commandments, Sweet Smell of Success, Seventh Seal, Stanley Kubrick's Paths of Glory, Witness for the Prosecution, The Vikings, The Nun's Story, North by Northwest, Some Like It Hot, Peeping Tom, The Apartment, The Children's Hour, Splendor in the Grass, Hustler, The Misfits, Marilyn Monroe and Clark Gable's credited last film, Black Sabbath, creepy movie, Jason and the Argonauts, The Great Escape, Charade, The Haunting, Seven Faces of Dr. Lau, Dr. Zhivago. I need to remove that Sound of Music because I have it on Blu-ray now. Alfie, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, The Producers, In Cold Blood, The Love Bug, The Odd Couple, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, The Party, Once Upon a Time in the West, The Italian Job, and Kes as well, brilliant Ken Loach film as well. So yeah, that is pretty much the whole movie collection right there, guys. But yeah, gonna show you just some action figures now. I'm not gonna talk too much about them. But right here we've got my real Ghostbusters figures. I absolutely love these. Just think they're great. A lot of fun, love the show. And then we've got Slimer and Mr. Stay Puft. Then the next shelf down, we've got my Spider-Man setup. I recently picked up that Dr. Octopus figure. It just looks awesome. So yeah, that's the Spider-Man setup pretty much that I've got going at the minute. I love that Venom figure as well. Then shelf below, we've got my X-Men display. So yeah, absolutely love these. These are brilliant. This is a collection that took me a very, very long time to complete. But yeah, I love that Strong Guy figure at the back as well. It's awesome. Obviously, we've got the main hitters like Beast, Cyclops, Wolverine, Professor X, Storm, Nightcrawler, Jean Grey, Iceman. Got Deadpool in there as well. Got Cable at the back there, Forge, Gambit, Rogue, and I absolutely love that Psylocke figure as well. And then we've got Alpha Flight as well, which was kind of like the Canadian X-Men. It was like the team that Wolverine was part of before joining the X-Men. So yeah, absolutely love those. And then down below, we've got my X-Men villains shelf. So right here, we've got the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Waited forever for that Hasbro to release that new Avalanche figure. Then we've got Strife, Random, Zero, Vertigo, and Pretty Boy. Caliban at the back there as well. We've got Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix, Omega Red, and Nimrod at the back. Mr. Sinister, the Hellfire Club, Mojo, the new Mojo figure. Got Sauron in the back there, Lady Deathstrike as well. And then down below, we've got my my Beast Wars figures. So right here we've got the Maximals, Rhinox, Airazor, Cheetor, Optimus Primal, Tigatron, Rat Trap, and Dinobot. And then over here we've got the Predacons, Waspinator, Pterosaur, Scorponok, Megatron, Black Arachnia, Tarantulas, and Inferno. So yeah, that is pretty much my entire figure collection. Well, I do have some more, but not on display at the minute. But yeah, absolutely love these. And then just, yeah, going to be taking you just around the room one last time. You can kind of see how everything sort of fits together. Everything comes together. It's a collection I'm very proud of. It's taken me years to build it. But yeah, overall, very, very happy with the way it's come together. And yeah, just very, 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 very pleased with it. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's my physical media collection tour complete. And yeah, just hope you've enjoyed it. If you've managed to make it to the end this far. So yeah, gonna leave it there, guys. Say thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.